Good evening, guys. Happy Tuesday to you all. Hope you're having a good start to your week. As you can see, Wayne's not here with me again tonight. Guess I'll let you guys know to keep him in your prayers. His dad passed away yesterday afternoon about 4:45, and he's having to handle all that right now and deal with that. I'm not sure exactly when the funeral will be, but yeah. So hope you guys can send condolences or whatever towards him. Miss having him here. This is what 3 Tuesdays in a row, and it's kind of weird with him not being here. You know, you get used to somebody hanging out with you and cutting the fool or whatever, and they're not here. But yeah, I spoke with him yesterday, and earlier in the day, his dad was still hanging on, and he texted me yesterday afternoon about 4:45 and said that he was gone. But he had been hanging on for about 16 days, nothing to eat or drink, so everything just kind of shutting down. Um, I hate it for him. So, Wayne, if you see this, man, I'm thinking about you, buddy. Everybody here is, and wish you the best. And hope maybe you'll be back soon. But you do what you got to do, man. But with that being said, been just kind of piddling on some things. It's still been windy here, guys. And I know I've seen a lot of you guys posting on stuff talking about the wind and things like that. Yeah, it's been crap here, man. It's like we can't seem to get out of wind. I don't mind the breeze, but this is pure wind, and I think it's supposed to be like that through the next 10 days. Um, so who knows? Mother Nature does what she wants to. We don't have anything to do with it. I think everybody's having bad weather from tornadoes, storms, things like that. So hope all you guys are safe as well and taking care of yourself and your families. And if you are getting some flying in, that's great. What's up, Michael? How you doing, buddy? Um, Glad you guys are hanging out with me tonight. Like I said, I've been piddling on some stuff. This plane right here, it's been a project, man. Finally, Dave's RC Electronics. We talked on the phone, and Dave sent me a brand new board with a controller built into it, so I can get rid of the JP controller, and it actually controls the gear and the gear doors. Thanks, Tim, man. I appreciate you that, buddy. Yeah, I know. Wind and rain, man. We had about 5 inches of rain or more here last week, and then the wind's just not stopping. But it does stop at night, so maybe we just all need to take up night flying, right? I mean, I'm just saying. Seems like at 8 o'clock at night, the winds just chill out and there's nothing. And then first thing in the morning, here they are again. So we must be right in the middle of the jet stream or something. I don't know. But it's been windy here since seems like the end of last summer, man. It's just not stopped, which is very unusual for here. Um, but the temps are nice outside right now. But so with that, like I was saying, thank you to Dave's RC Electronics. Dave's an awesome guy. If you guys have not checked him out for anything electronic, he knows his stuff. I'm gonna hold his card up here for you guys to see. That's got his number on it. He will call you. You could call him or text him or send him an email, whichever you choose to do. Um, you can read that, okay? But he will talk to you on the phone, guys. So he's just a great guy. And so, anyway, he sent me a brand new unit that he makes. And it's got a nice 3D printed tray for it to set inside the plane. And it gets rid of the JP controller and it controls the retracts along with the gear door. So, everything now seems to be working pretty well as far as the gear door opening, the retracts going in, the gear doors coming down. So what I have gotten done just today in between clients and messing around basically is the nose gear door. I had to reverse that servo. So now it works perfectly with the nose gear. The main gear doors are working perfectly. And the gear doors, everything's working. But what I'm having to do right now is I have the servo horns off of, or arms off of the gear so that don't jam or break anything. And I can watch the rotation. And as soon as they finish rotating, unplug the gear so I can go in there and set the arm. And so that's what I'm working on now. That's why these two are up and the nose gear is actually closed, because it's working perfectly now. Everything's working perfectly, opening and closing. And so basically these two gear doors right there. What I'm having to do to those now is just adjust the linkage. I'm adjusting the servo arm on the gear spline itself so that it opens far enough open and closes back with the door smooth with the bottom of the airplane. I don't like gaps and crap like that. I see a lot of guys flying with doors hanging open, eighth of an inch. That drives me insane. I want them to close flush. I don't want it to stress the servo, of course, but I want them to be closed like they should be. So I'm just having to fine tune these small doors right now, and it just takes some time, especially when you are having to put the servo arm on, do the gear, take it off, clock it one tooth, put it back on, check it again. And then once I get it pretty much where I want it, if there is a slight variance in the door, I can adjust the linkage then on the actual linkage going from the servo arm down to the connection point on the door. And that's what I've been working on today, and I am this close. And once that's done, it's just a matter of putting this prop on there, as you guys know, and running a couple of tanks of gas through it and getting it broke in so that we can get it fine-tuned. Wayne is the master when it comes to that kind of stuff, so I can't really do that without him. And I'm sure once he gets back, he'll be ready to wrap his brain around something different, and then he'll be ready to get into something like this just to get his mind off stuff. So that's where we're at on this. But thanks to Dave's RC Electronics, man, the JP controller just was not doing it. I don't know why. And I think Michael Reischke said that I could go in and use the sequencer in my radio. That was going to be the next step before Dave offered to send me this particular setup that he sent me. And I'm glad he did, because that way I don't have to mess with anything else. This tends to work great. It's got delay on it. If you want to delay the gear and the doors, it's got a 6 function board on it that you can flip switches on and make it do all different kind of stuff. Like I said, JP controllers, I don't know, in talking to Dave, sometimes they can be hit or miss. Guy, call Dave, man. Dave is awesome. I'm sure you know Dave. Guy knows everybody. Give him a call, man, and tell him what you need, because this control module that he makes that bypasses that JP controller and gives you everything you need. Matter of fact, I think this is sort of what it looks like. Well, there's a picture there. Let's see. That's what it looks like right there. That's what it's called, the C3DL Deluxe Retract Controller. It also comes with landing lights that come on when the gear go down, which is a pretty cool feature. You can keep them plugged in or you can unplug them. And this is the board that is on the back with the switches, and you can see each switch does something differently. If you have 2 gears or 3, or if you need them to reverse, or if you want them to delay. So it's really, really a nice control module that he has. So if you guys are needing something like that, please hit up Dave and let him know that I told you, because he's been super kind to me. And all the lights on this plane came from Dave, and he got it to me, and everything he does is first class, man. So If you need something electronic, he sells other stuff too. He sells power supplies, servo testers, things like that. Check out his website, which let's see is Dave's RC is Dave's RCE.com. I'll put it up. There it is. Let's see. There you go. Dave's RC, and that's an E on the end.com. So you guys can see that. And definitely, give him a holler. Yeah, Tim, shout out to all the veterans. We appreciate all you guys every day, not just Memorial Day weekend, but every day for all the service you guys put in and everything you do, keeping us safe, and all the fallen veterans as well. We don't do enough for the ones that are here. That's the sad part. But yeah, definitely thanks to all you guys that are in military or ex-military or whatever, and also to our law enforcement. I mean, let's not forget them. They do a lot keeping us safe too on the roads. I know they just started the Click It or Ticket campaign here, like I think Sunday. So with the holiday weekend coming up and stuff like that, they're going to be on it. So if you guys get in the car, put your seatbelt on because they will write you a ticket. Well, at least here they will anyway in North Carolina. And I'm sure it's pretty much everywhere you go now. But they have these campaigns around here on certain times of the year to catch people not wearing seatbelts. I don't understand why anybody wouldn't this day and time, because if you don't, your car is going to sit there and ding and ding and ding. So, at least if you're driving a new one. Yeah, definitely buckle up for safety. Strap in, as they say. So once we get this little bit here wrapped up with the gear, this plane, other than breaking it in, she is ready to rock out, man. I'm so ready to fly this plane. I hope it flies as well as it looks. I can't imagine being a T-28 that it wouldn't. Every T-28 I've ever flown flies incredibly well. She is heavy. That is a heavy airplane. Phil Camp knows all about that too. It's very heavy. Let me give you guys all a shout out here. As you can see, I've got your chat rolling up here on the screen tonight, guys, so you guys can see it as well. Let me start up here at the top. We've got Ken Wade. What's up, Mr. Lucky Ken Wade? Victor R.C. Jets, Scott Monarch, Phil Camp, Michael Barr, Guy Caputo, the Flying Tiger himself in the house, Jay Custer, Shadow Ops. What's up, Eric? Good to see you, man. Thank you for coming by. Let's see, Keith Christie, Johnny Stansel, Michael Reiska, Jeff in Lower Alabama, or L.A. Jeff, as I like to call him. Let's see, who else we got in here tonight? Let me see, heading down line, Mr. Tim Toutant. You're awesome man, dude. Let's see, we got Mom in the house asking for the thumbs up. Always appreciate that. Dan Zimmerman, good to see you tonight, buddy. Let's see. Don't want to miss anybody, going all the way down to the bottom. So, yeah, I think I got everybody. But, yeah, I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me tonight. Like I said, my sidekick, hopefully, I'm hoping we'll be back by next week. I don't know yet. That'll be up to his discretion, I guess, and getting everything wrapped up in case you guys weren't here early on. His dad passed away yesterday about 4:45. Just old and wore out, and had a good life. So prayers going out to Wayne, and we feel for you, man. But so what's next? Let's see. I got to get the A10 Maiden. I've started painted the servos on the A10. I told you guys last week that the best color, if you want to paint the servos on your A10, it's a color you can get from Walmart. It's actually about $1 a bottle for a pretty decent sized bottle. A bottle will last you a long time in this paint. You can thin it down with water if you should need to. I keep them shook up pretty good. If I feel like they get a little thick, I'll add a little bit of water and shake them up. But this is called Timeless Gray, guys. And it is almost an identical match to the A10 sitting up here in the rack. That's the new version too. So if you guys, I can't stand the black servos on that airplane. It's too nice of an airplane to be able to see black servos in the elevator and the rudders and the wings and things like that. So I paint them. I normally do 2 coats with just a standard paintbrush, such as, and 1 coat will normally dry pretty quickly. Go back and hit it with another coat. The servos almost disappear on that airplane. And that's, to me, it's just so nice of a plane to see. I wish they put some gray tape over them or something. Several people have indicated that they don't like the fact that the servos are glued in and not in pockets where they're easy to take out. And that makes great sense. That is a very key factor. Um, a lot of these nicer foam planes should have pockets that the servo screws into rather than glues into, because should you have the servo to go out or start twitching or acting stupid, you can replace it. But if you've got to practically tear the damn plane apart or the foam to get them out with an X-Acto knife and you booger up stuff, it's just a pain in the butt. I've had to do it on some other planes, and if they would just make a plastic tray for it to sit down in and 2 screws, boom, done. That's how the Viper Jet is. The Viper Jet by E-flite is very nicely done as far as the servos go. It's getting the servos that's the problem. Again, it is what it is. That's something on these nicer foam jets they really should do, is put in a pocket with plastic that the servo can sit down, almost like what's it called? It's really tight fit. I know the word I want to say, but I can't think of it. But it just really, it's tight in there, but you can pull it out if you take out a couple of screws. Friction fit. That's what I'm saying. Friction fit with 2 screws. And but if you guys ever do need to do anything in that A10, this Timeless Gray at Walmart, a bottle of it's only about $1. And they're all water-based acrylics. They've got a huge array of paints at Walmart in this Apple Barrel brand. And I've got a lot of the colors. And if I can't find the exact color, I can make it. I just mix it and keep mixing until I get it the hue I want it. Now, one thing to remember, too, with most of your paints, or at least acrylic paints, they're typically going to be darker when they're wet than when they're dry. So if you put it up there and you think, well, this looks too dark, give it time to dry. And you can speed that dry time up with a blow dryer. Just on medium heat, and just go back and forth, far enough where you don't want to gator the foam, of course, but just enough to put some warm air on that paint and it'll dry pretty quickly. And it'll give you a great indicator of what color you're going to have when you're finished. And if you don't like it, add a little more pigment to it, or lighten it up with white, or darken it with a black or something like that. And, you can achieve just about any color you want if you've got primary colors. I just bought a pack of airbrush colors by Creatix about a week ago, and it's just a pack of primary colors. And I will mix and make whatever I need from those primaries. And, you just add a drop of this, drop of that, stir it up, and you'll tell what it'll do. But like I said, just remember, that your paint's typically going to be a half shade to a shade darker when it's wet than it is when it's dry. But this Timeless Gray is perfect for that A10 sitting right there. The servos practically disappear. As a matter of fact, the servo that is, everything's backwards in this camera. The servo that's right there on that rudder, you can't see it. It's because it's painted. It was black. And the ones underneath on the elevator are black. The ones on the wing are black. I can't stand it. So I paint them, and they disappear, and it looks better. Sometimes I'll even paint the control arms if they're silver. Metal, I'll just take some of this paint and hit over them just to make them disappear. I don't like to see all that stuff if I don't have to, but that's just me. But yeah, definitely go by Walmart and check out some of these paints for your painting. You can run them through an airbrush. They're thick to a degree. You can thin them with water. Windex will thin it down too. For airbrushing, I have airbrushed with it, but I use a larger needle, so more paint can pass through the gun from further away. I can't really do fine detailing with this paint because it's thicker, and if you water it down too much, it blows the paint, kind of like it spider webs with an airbrush. So in that case, you turn down your pressure. If any of you guys airbrush much, your pressure, your air gun, and your compressor is everything. And if you're wanting to do really fine detailed lines, you need a smaller needle with less pressure, somewhere probably around 8 to 10 pounds. If you're doing larger areas, use a bigger needle like a 5, and you can use up to 18 to 20 pounds of pressure, um, maybe a little more depending on how big of an area you're painting. But the bigger the needle, the bigger the area because you're getting more paint volume coming out of the airbrush at the time. Also, another thing with an airbrush, when you push it, I use a dual action airbrush. So mine, you push down for air, you pull back for paint. Whenever you're using those airbrushes, anytime you push down, pull back, you always push forward to blow air out of that gun before you release. Don't just pull back, blow paint, and stop. Because what that'll do is gum up the end of your airbrush. It'll make it, get clogged, and it'll start blowing bubbles up through the cup on top of it. And constantly clean that needle carefully with something, a little toothbrush, something. So that'll help you a lot too. And basically it'll keep that airbrush clean so you don't get blobs and things like that. Airbrushing is an awesome thing. If you guys haven't tried it for painting or detailing or weathering an airplane, it's a great tool. A lot of people, tend to be scared of them. If you'll get paper first and start practicing on big sheets of poster board, and get your technique. I normally hold my hand when I'm doing it down here at my wrist because I have more control, or I'll set my hand like this and kind of, move like this because it's better than using one hand. So, like I said, airbrushes can be a great tool. Lyndon, Wayne is still in California. His dad passed away yesterday, so he's been out there. Today makes 3 weeks. So, yeah, that's where he's at. Hopefully he'll be back next week. Not sure yet. Yeah, and like I said, it's one of those things where airbrushes for airplane detailing pilots, detailing panel lines, things like that can be awesome if you learn how to use it and don't be afraid of it. But practice on paper first. Get your technique down before you try putting it on a nice plane and you don't like it, then you kind of are in a mess. I love airbrushing stuff. It's very rewarding if you get used to it and you enjoy the artistic ability of it. It's a great tool. Yeah, exactly, Dan. Always, watch some of your airbrushing videos too, because a lot of those guys out there can airbrush to, picture quality. I watched this one guy that he takes photos and actually airbrushes the portrait from the photo, and the airbrush portrait looks as good, if not better, than the actual photograph with hair and everything for people. It's just, so there's a lot of great techniques, especially learning how to fine tune the air for your gun, depending on what you're doing. Like I said, fine lines that you're really close to the surface of what you're painting, you want less pressure. Larger areas, you want more pressure, bigger needles. So hopefully that helps some of you guys know. Phil, you love riveting. You're a riveter, buddy. You get the award for riveting, man. That there's no doubt, hands down, that award goes to you, buddy. But yeah, there's a lot of cool techniques out there, for painting stuff and detailing, especially with some of these pilots that come in these airplanes. You can actually take some of them and airbrush them and make them look really good if you take your time, and you can do your cockpits, your seats, things like that with an airbrush, because you can do a lot of fine detailing once you learn how to use it and what pressures. And the biggest thing, guys, I'm telling you, listen to me now, is learning how to thin your paints properly for whatever you're painting. If you're painting up close, you don't need your paint thin and watery. If you're painting further away, you can have it a little thinner. If you're up close, you need the paint to be a little bit thicker, less pressure. That's always key, just saying. And then too, I use a lot of real thin masking tape. It almost looks like pinstripe. You can get it at most car places that do body work and things like that. It's only about, it might be an 1/8 inch wide, like masking tape. Comes in different colors. But what's so cool about it is it will turn corners and bend really nice. So if you're trying to do curves and things like that, It works amazing for that. And I'll tell you guys, another great technique that I got from Brendan McCormick right here at Just Plain Crazy works amazing. If you're going to paint something and you're going to mask off an area, you know how the paint can sometimes bleed up under your tape, okay? Before you put down your masking tape, take baby powder. And I use a big furry makeup brush, and I put some on the brush, and I just kind of daub it on the plane and brush it around where I'm going to put down the tape. Put your tape down, and it's amazing. Your paint will not run underneath that masking tape if you do it properly, because the powder absorbs the extra paint. Isn't that amazing? And it works. I'm telling you, you get crisp, awesome lines by painting with a rattle can, an airbrush, whatever you're using. If you will put down baby powder first before you put down the tape, it will keep the daggone, it'll keep that paint from bleeding up under your tape. I promise you. It's amazing. Works great. You can put down your tape first and then kind of put powder to the edge of the tape. You can do it that way too, but it does work. And, it's awesome for getting crisp, nice lines without bleed underneath that tape. But I like to put down the powder first, because sometimes if you're painting over paint on an already painted jet, even though you're masking tape, you may have de-tacked it by sticking it to your shirt and things like that. Sometimes when you go to pull it up, it'll pull the paint off your airplane that already was there. So if you put the powder down first, it's almost like detacking the tape on your shirt or towel or whatever. It keeps that tape from being so tacky, and it'll lift up better. So yeah, it does work. And like I said, you guys know, Wayne's told you, and I've let it be known, I'm crazy about detail and scale and things like that. Wayne don't care nothing about doing any of that kind of work. He'd rather just take the plane and fly. I've seen several guys at the field before have brand new airplanes. There's not a decal on it. And I'm like, why didn't you put the decals on it? Well, because it's the maiden flight, and I didn't feel like doing all that in case something happens and, crash it or whatever. I'm like, man, I'm going to make it look good at least one time, and I'm going to make it look the best I can make it look, period. And if it flies great, great. If it don't, hey, I'll start over with something else. But at least the first time it flies, it's going to look finished if I'm doing it. So, I like to get everything done. I like neatness in my wiring. I don't like a bunch of rat's nests with the wiring inside. I try to hide every wire I can, or run it down the sidewalls of the fuselage with zip ties or something. But I label all my wires too for all my airplanes. So in case I do have something happening, I can pull the exact wire I need and not sit there and fiddle mess around with, well, which one is it? I don't want to have to ask that question. I'd rather go right to it and say, this is the aileron, left flap, right, blah, 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 nose wheel. That's the way this plane's done. Every wire in this plane is labeled. It only takes a couple of seconds to do it. Cut you a piece of green tape or whatever if you don't have a label maker. Write on it what it is and wrap it around that servo lead and stick it down. And you'll know. You'll always know. Sometimes I use different color tapes also for the left or the right side of the airplane. So that's just me. that's my OCD. What a guy say? You sound like my brother from another mother. Neatness and detail means everything. Yeah, man. You put the money into these airplanes and the time to build it. Take that extra step and make it easy on yourself. Make it neat, make it clean. So when you open it up, it looks nice. Everything, because everybody, typically when I fly my planes and I've got them open at the field, people are going, Doug, your stuff looks really good. Well, it only takes a minute, Yeah, that's a good tip, Scott. Label maker and clear heat shrink. Exactly. Awesome. Love it. So yeah, people always comment on how neat my stuff is inside the airplane. They also comment on the scale stuff that I put on these planes and things I do. It's funny, my other A10 that I had, like the version 1 that I sold to Ken Wade, The servos on it were painted. Some people notice it, some people don't. But the ones that do, they're like, "You painted the servos?" I'm like, "Yeah," because I don't like to see them. They're black up against that gray. They stand out to me like a sore thumb. So, and they're like, "Well, I really like that. I might do that to mine." Again, it only takes a couple of minutes to paint each servo with this paint. So it's great stuff. Um, so yeah, just things like that I like to do. My Cessna that I got from Legend Hobby, Thomas sent me. I went inside it and put carpet inside, like it's like boat carpet. So it's short pile, but it's up the sides, around the windows, the floor. I mean, I figure why not? I didn't want to see wood when I looked down in this big back window. You see all this wood and the control rods, and it just, to me, it takes away from the beauty of the plane. The plane is so nice. I'm gonna make it look as good as I can. Um, with stuff I've got typically just laying around the house. I actually had the carpet that I put on the boards for my boat trailer, and I had some nice sized pieces left, and I just keep it in the garage for whatever purpose. As a matter of fact, I got a rug at my back door out of it. Some's on my steps at the house. But yeah, I thought it was great. I look good inside that plane, so I put it in there, and everybody notices it now. They're like, "Man, you carpeted the inside of the plane and up the sides." I'm like, "Yeah, well, that's how a real one would be." I want to get some 3D printed luggage to put back in the back too, because I think that would look really cool. Like I said, the more scale I can make something, man, the better I like it. It just, to me, it looks more real. Guy, Cali Graphics makes some great graphics over there. Every time I've ever used her, she's been pretty busy, man. So if you need something, don't wait on it. You might want to go ahead and jump on it and get it. But yeah, Callie does killer, and she can do any size scale you want. Typically, from what I've seen with the plotters and everything that she's got some expensive equipment. I say she, I figure Callie, but it might just be the name. I don't know. Never talked to anybody over there, but they've always gotten my emails and gotten back with me if I've gotten something. So we got the T45 fixed. I'm ready to fly that again. Did you guys see? I watched a lot of the Null videos this past week, man. They were awesome. Fitz was there doing some great videos, and Plane Crazy RC. He did some great videos too. Did you guys see the video of the little kid that was getting ready to take off with a yak? And before the nose even came off the ground, he's trying to take off with it. Next thing you know, he's coming over in the crowd and tears it all to pieces. And I'm thinking, damn, how many planes did he hit? Because, there's planes sitting all on the ground over there. And, it's like, what are you doing, man? And he was a little kid, I understand. But at the same time, I guess everybody's got to learn. But I don't know that that's quite the place to. I don't know if he'd flown the jet before, because as soon as the nose came up, he tried to take off with it. He didn't even let it get no airspeed, and it just came over into the crowd, man, and could have hit some very expensive jets or anything sitting over there and punched a hole in them or whatever. I'm thinking, man, you got a $35,000 F4 sitting over there on the ground. I'd hate to know $500 yak put a hole in the side of it, But yeah, Fitz did some great walking around, especially with Vendors Road. Had a lot of vendors there. It turned into a muddy mess after about 2 days. They had a lot of rain there, but then I think it dried out and they had good weather. And it looked like they had some good flying going on, but they had a lot of vendors. And that's great. Scale RC Engines, Sean was there, had a great display. I got to see his display on video when he was talking to Plane Crazy RC, and the wall art that he had, the guns, the scale machine guns, all the radials, the engines, everything, man. Sean is pumping out some awesome work over there, man, and doing a great job at it. And I'm real happy for him because, of course, he's a great sponsor to us in this channel as well. We love him to death. And I was glad to see him having a great display, and had a huge radio with a prop that was turning on it. I'm sure you guys saw it in the video. and it was really nice. There were some awesome companies there selling planes, jets. So what do you guys think of the new T45 from Horizon Hobby, the turbine? That's it's. Let me say this: the covering on it is very nice. I like the covering with the panel lines. The weathering looks really good. Um, I can't believe for what it costs complete, it doesn't have lights already installed in it, um, you can get them, of course. They even said that when they were talking to the guy that designed it. I'm thinking, well, why didn't you put the lights in it to start with? Especially with that big light in the nose of it. For me, I don't know, man. After seeing the Freewing, the version 1 T45 that I have, with the wing slats, the speed brakes, all that kind of stuff on it. Again, it goes back to scale for me. That is scale. And to me, a plane that is that nice and looks that good should have all of the scale stuff on it. If you're going to do it right. And I know it's all about money. Okay, so you don't have to tell me that. But if you're going to spend between $5,000 and $6,000 for a complete jet, what's another $400 or $500 if it's got wing slats and air brake or speed brakes and lights? You see what I'm saying? Because I think if you buy it complete with the, what was it, 160 King Tech in it, I think it was somewhere around between $5,000 and $6,000, and you can get just the kit without the turbine in it, and I think it was somewhere around $3,000. It's expensive, and it looks nice. I take nothing for. I like the scheme of it. The scheme of it looks really nice. Yeah, Michael, 30% coupon that takes a lot off of 7,000. Yeah, that is great because you're talking $2,100. That would be real good. But yeah, I think the scheme on it looks really good. I like that. Like I said, I love the covering with the panel lines, the rivets, the weathering. That looks really good. It seemed to fly good. The smoke system on it, looks really good. Yeah, Jeff, I haven't seen a cheap turbine either. Man, there are none of them that are cheap. And then you've got to have them sent in and be serviced every so often. So yeah, it's a different aspect of the hobby as far as where your wallet's concerned. That's for sure. But I thought it seemed to fly good. But of course, the guy flying it, he's a Horizon Hobby team pilot. Of course, he's going to fly it like he stole it. And again, it didn't have a double nose wheel like the real one has. I thought they dropped the ball there. It didn't have a landing light on the nose strut. Just things like that. That again, for me, if I were going to spend that kind of money, I want it to be as scale as possible. That's just saying. So it just is what it is. And again, I've not gotten to the turbines yet. Wayne's got a huge F-15 that's really nice. And it's got two 160 size King Techs in it. It's a pretty big jet. It's a Skymaster. But he's got to get his certification. And being that he flies goofy, well, we all know what that means. Nobody can buddy box him. All right, Guy, you want to give away a Flying Tiger transmitter tray? Well, you tell me, buddy, how you want to do it. And we'll be glad to, because those trays are awesome. Everybody that won them at our fly-in was thrilled with them. I love mine. Okay, so the first person, there you go, to give Guy Dave RC Electronics phone number wins Flying Tiger RC transmitter tray, which is valued at over $100, guys. So that's a great, great gift. And I'm looking at the number right here. So the first person is what he wants to know. So you'll win a transmitter tray from Mr. Guy Caputo over at Flying Tiger. And you'll love it. I'm telling you, man. They're great. So all you guys out there, what is it? He stumped BR5. So that's funny, Phil. BR549. Yeah, I'm looking at it right here. So first person. Nope, not right, Scott. Scott. Okay, Johnny Stansel is correct. So there you go, guy. Johnny Stansel. So I would tell you to reach out to Mr. Guy Caputo over at Flying Tiger RC, and Guy will get you the transmitter tray. Johnny, congratulations, buddy. Thank you, Guy. That was awesome, man. Always a good guy, man. Yeah. So Johnny, he says, send me your shipping address to guycaputo@bex.net. So make sure you get that information right now, Johnny, so you can get that done. Guy, that was very nice of you, man. Those trays are fantastic. They're made by veterans right here in the United States. All aluminum, guys, will fit any transmitter, adjustable for your hands, your transmitter, and for your strap is awesome. So, yeah, Johnny, you'll be happy with that, man. It's nice to kind of have it there because your hands can relax on it. Takes all the stress off your neck, puts it on your back and your shoulders for your transmitter. So yeah, they're great, man. Everybody, like I said, that won them at our fly-in, we gave away 2 of them. They were thrilled to have them. So, and I love mine as well. I've had several guys at our field guy that have tried mine out and been real happy with it. So, and I fly with an IX20 SE Spectrum. And it like I said, the tray's totally adjustable to your radio, guys. So they work great. But yeah, so other than that, that's what I've been doing, tinkering on airplanes. I'm getting ready to do a big airbrush project for a special friend. I'll update you guys on that once I get into the project. Can't give away too much right now, but it's going to be sweet. Might even show it to you on here. So yeah, yeah, you never know what you'll get by watching this podcast. Exactly, man. You never know. Normally Wayne's cutting a fool. You know, we got flying monkeys on here. What are you talking about? White legs, white socks. You never know on here, man. But yeah, we're gonna get this and both RV8s broke in. Wayne's already got the Yak ready to go, and we got to get it maidened. So, and I think Thomas is sending us another RQ7. And you guys, if you haven't checked that plane out, check it out, man. They're awesome. Check out the videos on my channel at Jeff's Custom RC. And also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do, guys. It helps us. You know, we're here just having fun with you guys, but, you know, the numbers look good. So if you haven't subscribed to Jeff's Custom RC on YouTube, please do. And hit the like button. You know, thumbs up, as Mom says. Like it for Mom. But yeah, please subscribe. It just helps get the numbers up, and the algorithms like it. So, but yeah, once we can get him back here and nailed down, we're going to get some planes broke in, hopefully get some flying done. Hopefully this freaking wind will get out of here, man. And normally here in North Carolina, you can't buy a breeze come about June or August, especially June through August. So we're coming up on that. So hopefully once we can get to that point, the winds will die down and we can get some flights in and some maidens in, because we need to get some videos up. Just haven't been able to do it with the weather. And then Wayne's been gone and I've had stuff to do. So it's just been crazy. My son graduates from high school in June the 6th. That's coming up. That's a couple of weeks from now. Well, about 3 weeks. And so, yeah, I'm ready for him to get a full-time job. And then he's going to go to college in the fall. So hopefully he can support his dad one day, or my airplane habit one. I don't know. But yeah, we got that coming up. Trying to think what else. Then, before you know it, guys, it'll be time for the Balmer Field fly-in in Texas in September. And then we will have our fall fly-in, Big Bird Warbird Classic, at the end of September. That's always a huge event at our field. We have some like 50% scale size planes there, big jets, people from as far away as we know Tim Toutant coming from Michigan, 16-hour drive. And what's up there, Jackson RC Aviation? You can come on down here too. You guys ain't too terribly far from us. Um, but yeah, so we got a lot of things coming up. A lot of fly-ins, a lot of swap meets are going on for the season. I've seen a lot of them on Facebook. And like I said, I don't know about you guys, but I really enjoyed watching the Joe Nall videos. I think they're awesome. And the guys that did them, Fitz, along with Plane Crazy RC, they did a great job of walking up and down the flight lines each day, showing all the beautiful planes. I'm talking some super nice custom planes, big, huge jets. That F4 Phantom was nice. He did a great video on the new T-45 from Horizon. He shot. Several people were flying the new version 2 A10. There was a guy there with the Legend Hobby T-28 in the red and white scheme. So shout out you guys for doing these videos, because when we can't get there, it feels like we're there, because you guys shoot some great videos and you bring us in, and we get to see you and see everything through your eyes and see all the great planes and the good flying out there. So thanks to all you guys that got to Joe Nall and shot some great videos and took the time to go live or post. There's Fitz. Thank you for your great presentation of Joe Nall, man. I was just sitting here bragging on you, buddy. You did a fantastic job. I felt like I was there, man. I felt like I was hanging out with you. And I just appreciate being able to see every afternoon when I would get home from work or whatever, I could sit down and watch your videos and enjoy, like I said, almost feeling like I was there. Like I said, you brought us into the video world and went live several times with Vendor Row, talking to people, showing us the different flight lines, the different beautiful, beautiful planes that were there. So yeah, I really appreciate it a lot that you guys took the time out of your day to do that, and let us be a part of it, because I couldn't get there, and I'm sure there's a lot of guys here that couldn't. So yeah, I was very pleased to be able to sit down and watch the videos. I was telling them too that what was it? Plane Crazy RC. He shot some great videos as well, and talked to some different vendors and things like that. So he did some really good videos. Between you two guys, man, y'all kept me entertained at night because there's nothing on TV. Yeah, I do really appreciate it. And I just, I wish I could have been there to meet you in person, man. But hell, I felt like I hung out with you every afternoon. So thank you. That was great. But yeah, like I said, all of us can't get down there and enjoy it. So when these guys take the time to shoot these videos, sit back and watch them, guys, because it's a lot of fun when there's nothing on TV, and these guys bring them into your living room and sit back and watch some good flying, and you'll get to see some really, I hope so, man. If you make it out to Bomber Field this September, I'm going to try to be there with Wayne. So we'll get to cut up with you if you can get out there. But yeah, it's nice to be able to find something good to watch that interests us. And, it's airplanes, it's some great flying. We get to see what new planes are coming out. We get to see planes that we've only seen on videos actually fly in person, but to me, it's more real than watching just a regular video when they're actually standing there talking to you, showing you everything play by play. So yeah, it's very nice to have that done. So thank you guys. Awesome, man. Well, that'll be good, because me and Wayne are going to try to make it out there, I believe, in September. I was just telling the guys earlier tonight that Wayne's dad passed away yesterday. So he's out in California, and hopefully he'll be back here with me next week. He's been gone about 3 weeks because they knew his dad was going downhill. And so Wayne texted me yesterday and told me that he passed about 3:45 yesterday. So at least he's not suffering anymore. So that's a good thing. So hope to see him back by next week. But we're going to try to get to Bomber Field this year. He went last year in my behalf because I couldn't be there. So yeah, I just appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to carry us along live and in a phone, or shoot some good videos and include us in your daily routine at Joe Nall, because I love seeing it, and so I'm sure a lot of guys here do as well. Um, and if you guys have not checked out Hobby View over there, please go to his channel, like it, and subscribe. And watch his videos from Nall, guys. You'll enjoy them because they're very entertaining. You get to see the vendors, you get to see some beautiful planes, you get to see some great flights, and of course, you get to see Fitz. So that's always entertaining. And he's a great plane builder with some great techniques. He can teach you some things over there, and he's got a very pleasant voice and delivery to what he does on his channel. So if you have not gone to his channel, please do so and check out some of his videos. Great guy. But so yeah, so that's what's been going on around here. Just been hanging out, working on planes, sitting here watching videos because it's been so windy here. And hopefully, as I said, when Wayne gets back, we'll get these planes broke in. I think I've got the gear door and sequencer and everything worked out with this T28. Thanks to Dave over at Dave's RC Electronics. And, hopefully we'll get it broke in. We've got the prop ready. It's right here. This is actually, in case any of you guys wondering, this is a 1910. Also, in case you guys didn't know, Motion RC has started selling wooden, electric, and gas-powered props. Watched a video with Wesley the other day, and he was showing the different variations. What is the difference with electric versus gas? Typically, they're thicker right here in the middle for a gas-powered plane. But now they're selling a whole line of props, and they've got a lot of them in stock. So if you guys are needing props, you might want to go over to Motion RC, because we actually need to get about 3 more about this size for the RV8s, and we've also need an electric prop for the RQ7. So yeah, if you guys are needing some props, check out Motion RC now, because they're selling a whole line of Admiral wooden props. This is actually this prop is a Zora, really nice prop. So this is what I'll be breaking in the T28, and then I have the 3-blade prop for that plane as well, that a little more scale. This is going to give it more top end, whereas the 3-blade, it won't be as fast, but it looks more scale. So again, and like I say, I'm all about scale. And cool. So you're in the workshop now working on a new model. Awesome, man. We'll make sure to make that video so we can all sit back and watch it. But yeah, like I said, guys, now that they've got a lot of props in stock, if you need some, now's a good time to get them, because, I've been looking around at different props and things like that, and sometimes certain sizes are hard to find. You'll pay a lot more money for them. So I would have guessed that, being that they're Admiral, they're probably pretty decent. They're probably not, crazy priced, I wouldn't think. But they'll probably do you just fine, especially, for some of the certain size planes from a 30 up to a 60, I would think, and somewhere in between. So, so definitely, check out Motion if you're in need for some props, and see what you can find. This prop's actually been balanced. This was actually one I was going to use on the Hanger 9 Beaver that I've got in my trailer, but like I said, I need another one for that as well. But I've got a 3-blade on it too, and we've actually broken that plane in. So 3-blade looks more scale when it's white with a red stripe, matches the airplane. Again, about scale, right? But anyway, that's just how I like to do things. And that's like this tray that I built for the T28, okay? This tray right here is for this T28. And before I put the canopy on, this tray right here sits down in the airplane. And you see where it's notched out for the ribs in the plane. The wires run through here for the batteries and everything, the receiver to connect into. But when you look in the plane, all you'll see is 4 packs across here. You won't see anything else, because I like to hide everything. I like to make it look neat. And this is actually, I keep this carbon wrap. I have it in black and titanium. And that is exactly what that is. That is carbon vinyl, and it works really great. And then I have 4 screws, 1 in each corner, as you can see. and it screws down to a couple of blocks that I put inside, so it's not going to come out. And everything is nicely Velcroed right here for my packs. And when you open that T28, it looks super clean. You don't see anything, no wires, no controllers, no nothing. All you see is 4 packs and this titanium carbon. So, yeah, I know it's over the top, but hey, what do you do? I got to have it like that. But anyway, guys, thank you for being here tonight. Hope you had a good time. I did. It was always nice talking with you guys. Thanks for everyone that showed up tonight. Thank you, Fitz, for coming by. I enjoyed seeing you. Keep up the great work with the videos in the channel. Like I said, if you guys haven't checked out Hobby View, go do so. He's got some great videos over there, and you will learn some things from him. So I hope you guys have a great, safe week. Hope you get some flying in. Be careful of the weather. There's some crazy tornado activity and stuff going on around the country. And happy flying, guys. And like I say, maybe next week we'll have Crazy Man back in here and we can all hang out with him and let him tell his views of the world in California. But anyway, until next week, guys, you guys take care. I'm Jeff's Custom RC. Please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next Tuesday right here.